Hello students, Thel Winterdraw here. Today is a serious day, alright? I'm upset. Angry even. I feel betrayed by something I love, and I need to talk about specifically what spit in my face. If you don't know, recently a book came out, War of the Spike Forsaken, the sequel to the climax of a few story threads in the Magic the Gathering card game's ongoing fantasy plot. Written by Greg Weisman, published by Wizards of the Coast. And within it, along with many other issues with prose, structure, and general story choices, two characters, Chandra and Nissa, were confirmed to not be romantically involved. Which is fine, not all gals have to get together. Even if there was a romantic plot, things just might not work out. But that's not all. It retroactively straight washes 3+ years of storytelling. Today, I will be going through the excerpt everyone is posting and dissect the sentences and specific phrases, pointing out the exact issue with the plot point and how it's relayed to us. Chandra had never been into girls. This is a fine start. A woman discovering her sexuality is interesting. Discovering, especially that you're bisexual, not just gay or straight, it's a bit overwhelming at first, But the further context proves this to be a terrible meaning. In short, this is literal and present tense. Her crushes, and she'd had her fair share, were mostly the brawny and decidedly male types, like Gids. This sentence just reeks of rewriting of character. Don't worry, guys, she's into men. Big, brawny, manly men, like Gideon. It's always been decidedly male. But there had always been something about Nissa Ravani specifically. Something the two of them shared in that great chemical mix, arcing between them like one of Ral Zarek's lightning bolts. Ignoring the terrible prose and description for a moment, I believe what this is referencing is the manic connection they made on Zendikar while fighting Eldrazi, something explicitly referenced in the first chapter of the Kaladesh story as to what sparked her romantic interest. But take note on the use of the word lightning bolt. This instant recognition and feeling that just zaps and disappears. Ral Zarek's bolts, which had always been portrayed as an instant shock, not ongoing transference. I'd say this was an intentional metaphor relating to this entire excerpt's intention, but I'm not going to give Greg Weisman that much credit. That enthralled her. Oddly, this is the worst part. The use of the word thrill in the context of lightning bolts and chemical mix. This is the worst part. It doesn't describe bisexual attraction, the sapphic connection between Chandra and Nissa, as anything long-term, natural, or comfortable. It was quick, short-lived, a thrill. Nothing but a terminal emotion that came and went in an otherwise heterosexual attraction range, which is what this is implied to be an exception to. This is the issue. The excerpt goes on to say that they had confessed love, but knew it was platonic, which in and of itself is an oxymoron, but I'm not going to nitpick an overall poorly written story for poor writing and word choices. This is Bi-Erasure. It's a painting of a character's sexuality as circumstantial. It's the upturning of years of story that I was invested in. This wasn't just me being invested in it. This was many of us. Many people I have seen across Twitter and Reddit upset by this entire excerpt. I'm a bisexual. I always have been. And a character that I very much looked up to was too, until just a few days ago, where it was decided she wasn't.